Hello, everybody. It's Dave Neal, stand-up comic host of Bachelor Nation News, and I'm actually recording this live from an airport lounge in North Carolina, so pardon my audio. You know me, I like good audio, and it ain't going to be this. But we've got Kendall talking about her wedding that's coming up, wedding plans, the proposal, and also adjusting to life in Germany. As you know, Kendall dated Grocery Store Joe on Bachelor in Paradise and didn't work out because she didn't want to move to Chicago to be with Grocery Store Joe. But of course now is moving to Germany. But then again, the Germany move is short term. It's only for a couple of years. So a little bit of a different circumstance, but I did want to address that because I know people are going to be calling it out. All right, let's have a listen.
Can we get into the whole proposal engagement? Did you have any idea that it was coming?
I think when you're in a relationship for a while and you kind of feel like you're the one, you know that you want that with each other. So I knew that we were eventually going to get engaged. I didn't know when, but yeah, so it happened to be like right before we left for Germany. And it was great because our families were there and we can celebrate it together with them. And I loved that he chose that moment, like before we were going to be leaving for 2 years. So it was nice that it was right before. Yeah.
You have 2 years. Okay, you just had this big move. You're going to be there for 2 years, but you're still getting settled. Is wedding planning taking like a back seat for a little bit? Do you want a long engagement? Is it going to be a super small wedding? Like, what are your thoughts with how fast this is going to go?
Well, I want to...
I love, there's no projecting there. Michelle's like, so when you got engaged, was he an F-boy? Did it, just like referring to Nate. But kudos to Becca. During the Christmas season, she gave Michelle the gift of asking a question.
Have it back home just with family. So either we can plan something where we'll come back. It seems kind of difficult to do that while we're abroad. So we're thinking probably around the time we get back, maybe in a couple years. Also because his grandparents, I really want them to be able to join as well, like our grandparents. So, so yeah, we're thinking maybe like a couple year engagement. I'm sorry, until we tie the knot officially. So,
Okay.
I personally like that, unless you're getting married for religious reasons, like you want to bang or something. It's like, just enjoy the engagement, take your time, no big deal. All right, well, how's life in Germany? Let's hear what she has to say about adjusting to the life overseas.
You mentioned that Germany takes the holidays very seriously, and I have seen the holiday markets that you have attended in these past few days. Talk more, for any of our listeners who maybe didn't see your stories on Instagram, talk more about these holiday markets, but also please elaborate on, I think you posted it yesterday, of like this scary Christmas man.
The Krampus fest.
Like he had like sticks that he was like spanking someone with.
Yeah, so those are birch branches. So the Krampus is kind of like a Christmas demon. He works with Saint Nicholas and he'll capture bad, naughty children and take them back to his lair. Well, he'll torture them by hitting them with like birch branches or like eat them.
Oh my God.
It's like very much a nightmare.
I'm really curious.
Sounds like a fantasy suite. Should you choose to forgo your hotel room, please enjoy getting paddled by Krampus.
Because I'm a teacher, everything. And so in education, you can't.
Michelle goes, I'm a teacher, and everything.
I mean, you don't really celebrate winter, but you can't really celebrate Christmas and just different things. You kind of keep those out of it. But I just know that there's so many families that use like Elf on the Shelf and what else is it? And just like coal and like, oh, you're not going to get any gifts, like as a threat for
the
behavior.
Innocent version.
But like in Germany, do they threaten like this person's going to come and take you?
If you don't clean your dishes after your meal, Krampus is going to come over here and give you a rash on your bum.
If you don't eat your vegetables? If you don't eat your vegetables?
I don't think it's everywhere in Germany. I think it's certain districts in Germany because so the guy who owns the Airbnb that we're staying in currently, he didn't even know about the Krampus festival and he was raised in Stuttgart. So I think it might be just to certain areas. But the kids seem to love it. When we were at the festival, they were all the kids that were at the front were just getting picked on and they were just laughing. And
Can you imagine being an adult going to therapy? Where did it all begin? Well, when a man named Krampus beat me over the back with a,
It was
Yeah.
scary. This Krampus, is that
I
his
wanna look
name?
it
Krampus.
Yeah,
Or
the Krampus.
her
or
name,
Krampus.
but like I saw this video and I was like, I would be traumatized as a child to see this.
Oh, their masks are so cool. Like they hand make or home make their masks, and it looks like they carve them out of wood, and they get these crazy wigs. It's so elaborate, and I thought they were really beautifully done. Terrifying, yeah. And I think each area might have had their own, I guess, type of Krampus that they were representing, because they'd have these signs that would say like a town or a location, and there would be like
Okay.
a group of them together.
Oh,
So-
interesting.
And it was in the middle of the Christmas festival, so these really pretty gingerbread-looking houses with glühwein and all this like pretzels and everything, and then these crazy little creatures. So
What a fun time to move to a new country. I feel like that's
Yeah.
like the best way to immerse yourself in the culture.
So let's actually watch what Kendall has here from the beginning. This is the Krampus Festival. Yeah, Kendall, I mean, she's kind of just like a amateur historian, right? So she just loves learning facts that you might not have learned in school. Oh my gosh, it's really loud. It's not playing. It's not playing now. Oh, there we go. Okay, that's going to give me a nightmare. Let's cut away from that. All right, back to this.
It's like being here around the people, around the food, around their festivities and the traditions. Speaking of food, because you mentioned the pretzels, talk a little bit more about the food. Do you like the German food better than American food? Like, what's been your favorite thing? I'm such a foodie, so I need to know everything.
well, at first I was worried that I wouldn't really like the German food, because you don't really.
It's just like being here around the people, around the
Hold on, we
food,
just
around
lost something. Let's jump back ahead here. We're having some technical difficulties. Hey, I'm in an airport lounge. Give me some credit.
Pretzels and stuff, but their food is really good. They have a big Italian community here, so Italian food's great. There's a sushi place around the corner from where we are. So they have a big Asian influence here. So we've tried, like the first week we were here, we had to go out to eat all the time just because we and pretzels and stuff.
All right, so anyway, the audio's terrible. I'm going to cut away from it, but you get the idea. They're in Germany. They're eating pretzels. They're having the time of their life. You know what I mean? My wife and I tried to go to Germany for the Christmas festivals this year, but I got to say, the flights were just too dang expensive. We're talking $3,000, just to get, So I was like, all right, danke Shane, but maybe next year, rather than try to come for a 2-week window. The flights are really bad mid-December to after January 1st, but I was thinking, maybe next year we'll actually try to just come for, like a full month or something, because, there's something to be said about coming to these old Christmas villages. I remember when I studied in France, we drove over to Bruges in Belgium and went to their local, festivals, and it's just incredible. We think, in certain parts of the country, wow, this village is 200 years old. It's like, for them, their new town is like, 1,800 years old. So very cool to see from an American perspective that thirst and quench for knowledge and things that exist out there. You go to, no offense to the United States, but you go to a festival, you go to a Christmas festival here, it's like sponsored by Arby's. It's like, great, well, if you want to go to the historic town center of Wendy's, it's like, oh, good. Corporate America. The lighting of this Christmas tree, which we chopped down and killed, and then they're like, well, but we make one Habitat for Humanity house out of it. And it's like, yeah, but you displaced 75,000 squirrels. All right, folks, well, that's going to be it for me. I might have one more video for you. I can assure you this, while I'll be traveling the next week, I will have a higher level of audio for you. It's in my checked bags that I can't get to right now in this crowded lounge, but people are staring at me, and it's probably not for the right reasons, if you will. Anyway, that's your update from Kendall, and we'll have more content coming your way. I'll wrap this all up and tell you a little bit about my flight today on Bachelor Rush Hour, the podcast this afternoon. All right, folks, have a good one. We'll see you later.